What's up, everybody? This is Coach Phil, and this is another episode of Deep in the Game. We on episode 5 right now, and we have big number 87, Eugene if he's blocking you, Geno if he's catching it, Lewis. Geno, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna need that jacket and them chains too, man. That's nice right there.
Listen, everybody notice me by my chains. Like that's how when I'm walking around the streets and all that, everybody notice me by my chains.
See, and you ain't gonna offer me Nathan though. That's the problem. See, your two pieces different from my two pieces. Right here.
Now you got look. I know that stands for Phil, but that's the Philly piece right there though. That's the Philly piece. That's
Philly John right there.
Philly, you know the lingo, the Philly John. All right.
My name Philip. You know how many times I had to go through live here, Philly or Phil. Like, are you from Philadelphia? I'm like, I mean, I root for the Phillies. That's about it.
So wait, you root for the Phillies?
Yes. 93 Phillies was one of my favorite baseball teams. Krug, Dalton, Dykstra, all them, man.
That's okay. All right. I respect it, man. I respect it. Okay. I was a Ryan Howard guy. That was my dude. That's what I used to rock with crazy. Yep.
See, that's the thing. Like they wanted him to be Barry Bonds so bad.
They did, and he had the potential to at first. It just,
that Achilles injury.
Yeah. That's it, man. Yeah.
But see, here's the thing, man. We here to talk about you, brother. We gonna talk about a few things, man. But let's just go down the list of what Geno Lewis has done. This season, he had 48 receptions, 844 yards, 3 touchdowns, 17.6 average, and has a filthy Allen Iverson jersey. Now, is that a normal fit for you? Is that what you're comfortable with, man? What is a normal Geno Lewis fit to the game, man?
I mean, honestly, man, so me, I'm not really like a big flashy dude. Like I'm a big, so I'll say this, I'm a big Nike guy. When I was coming out of high school, like to pick my college,
mm-hmm.
if it wasn't Nike, you probably really didn't have a chance. Like that's how I was coming a little bit. Now I took some visits to schools that wasn't Nike, but
yeah,
I like to wear all black, man, black tee, some jeans, some type of, either I wear some ones, some Jordans, or I like New Balances too. I'm a big New Balance dude. I'm more of a sneaker dude. Like everything else can be, I just gotta know what the sneakers is gonna be. But,
what's your like, if you say your New Balance,
yeah.
What's your go-to New Balance? Is it just the classic, or is it
574s? 574s is my go-to.
Is it more of a comfort thing for you? Is just like, is it the swag that goes with it, or can you kind
of both? So I wear a size 15 also.
What?
A lot of people don't know. I'm 6'2", and I wear a size 15. So like anytime I'm in the locker room and my flip-flops get missing, it's only a couple people to go to. Linemen, some D linemen, offensive linemen, you know what I'm saying? So like my shoes are kind of limited because of my shoe size. So I can only find certain ones. Like I had to stop shopping in the shoe stores like Foot Locker and them.
Yeah.
When I was in 7th grade, I wore a size 14. It was over.
You know what? You got me beat by like, I'm a size 12, but goddamn it, Anyway.
My sister wears size 12 in men since 12th grade.
What type of goddamn athletes you got in your family? Jesus Christ.
She played basketball, professional basketball.
Professional and shit with it. It's you. So after the episode I did with Reggie, it was a brother assalamu alaikum type thing. But yeah. I can relax a little bit and not be like uber professional. But how the hell you walk around with you said was it a 14 or a 15?
I wear a 15 now. In 8th grade, I went to a 15, and then that's when my shoe stopped growing. Like my foot stopped growing. So
when you walk into Nike, you go way to the back, like a quarter.
I go to Nike, like the outlets. I go to where it say 13 and up. It say 13 and up in the little corner right in the back. Like I might get lucky. They might have some LeBrons that's a 15 for my basketball sneakers and stuff like that. But other than that, like I need a plug. I gotta have a plug. Like.
You ain't got no plug in Montreal. You're in Montreal, or are you still in Edmonton?
Yeah, I'm in Montreal right now. See, the problem with Canada, a lot of Canada doesn't have past size 14.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's kind of. I got to get lucky.
Are you a Jordan guy? Or are you just?
I'm a Jordan. I'm a Jordan dude. I like certain ones though. Like I like the ones. I like 3s. I like the 11s. The nines is cool. Like the 6, 7, and 8s, I kind of never. The 8, I had a pair of 8s, and they was just too big on my foot.
See, I had that same issue. I love the 8s. The problem is when I wore them, I'm walking through school and shit. I feel like I'm stomping through shit. I'm stomping the yard. I feel like I'm theta, whatever shit.
You a Q? You a Q and cap?
Doing shit. So they gonna whoop my ass for doing that. That's fine, but still, and what?
Boozy got in trouble for that.
See, that's the thing. But that's the best part. I was trying to do that. Oh, it's theta do theta. Or that shit.
Stop the yard for real.
Shoot. I tried that shit one time. I thought when Stop the Yard came, and I was doing that shit in the hallway. And girls was like, "Is that a snake?" I'm like, "See, that's why we're not going on a date, because you don't know the difference between a snake and a serpent. There's two different things, girl. Mind your business now."
You feel me?
So we shoot the shit, but I was like, let's talk about a little bit of football, man. So, growing up playing football, man, who was your guys, man? Who was your go-to guys, man? Favorite? Would you always want to be a receiver? Did you want to be a running back? Did you want to play defense?
My favorite player of all time is Brian Westbrook, Philadelphia Eagles. Brian Westbrook was my favorite player because he was so versatile. Like, he was a running back, but if you go back and look at everything he was doing, he was at receiver, he was doing punt returns, he was doing kick returns, he was throwing touchdowns out of the backfield at running back. Like, he was just the all-time, like, at number 36, like, I wanted 36, like, when I was in the league. Like, he was just the one dude I seen do so much and everything.
Right.
And you know, for him, he also went to Villanova, which is in Philly. So it was like, you know, and he's from Maryland. He went to DeMatha High School. Like, I know like all that. I can do it like, but yeah, he was my main favorite player, like, coming up. And then, like, when I started watching receivers, I always watch receivers, but like, Larry Fitzgerald was always somebody I really loved watching. Anquan Bolden, Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson is I probably watched him a lot just because I loved how he used to go up and get the ball. But the one person that I used to watch a lot because I thought they was the best fade ball catchers at one time was Justin Blackman. He went to Oklahoma State. And he went to the Jaguars. He like perfected how to run the fades in the red zone. And I'm like, I got to do that. I got to be able to do this. And like, those was like the guys like I was watching. And then I ended up having to play quarterback though in high school. So when I had to play quarterback because they didn't have nobody to throw me the ball after my sophomore year. But
you just throwing it there.
But I came up as a quarterback though at middle school. Like, I came up as quarterback. They thought when I was coming out of high school, Terrell Pryor was from Pennsylvania. So he was a senior. When he was a senior, I was a freshman or a sophomore. So they like, hey, you're gonna be the next Terrell Pryor, like, because at that time he was the number one in football and basketball.
Yes.
And I'll never forget this. I gotta say this. I'll never forget this. I remember he was playing. He played for Jeanette High School, and they went to the state championship. Won the state championship in football, and then they said, "Where are you going to commit?" He said, "I'm gonna tell y'all after I win the basketball championship." Went on and to play in basketball. And I think they beat like Strawberry Mansion out of Philly in the state championship, and he won both in the same year, and then committed to Ohio State.
You know, funny thing is, I didn't even realize like we're only like 2 years apart, so we both were that era when Rivals was going on, and
crazy.
It was just. I remember my AAU coach used to say, "There's only two best players in the country. That's Brandon Jennings, Michael Beasley," and I was like, "What the fuck?" That's like, and I was like in sixth grade. So I'm thinking this is 2006, 2007-ish. And I was like, what the fuck are they like that? Abdul Gaddy, there's Avery Bradley. And we had the same AAU coach. Shout out to Coach Gary Ward, Avery Bradley and Abdul Gaddy in us. So I was like, played against Avery Bradley. And now you're seeing what he did in the league. It's like, dang, you be around guys like that and you see that. You're like, dang, that's why they're who they are. But the Terrell Pryor hype was real because that was kind of like, remember when we were young, but like AI, he did that.
Yeah, he did.
He did for his high school. He did, dance. I remember he did the little thing when he scored his touchdowns. He won state in basketball. It's like then Terrell Pryor did that. Like, and that hype was unbelievable with him.
Crazy. It was crazy because he was also when he was in high school. Like it's different levels. Like ours goes up to 6A now, but when I was in high school, it went up to 4A.
Yeah,
his school was 1A, but everybody knew they also had a running back that went to Ohio State with them that was there. So everybody knew like it didn't matter if they played 4A schools, 3A schools. They was legit, man. Like they was going crazy.
They was going right. Well, so for you, they said I tried to do my little research, do my little information, but I ain't gonna bullshit. They said that you joined Ron Powless and Raghib Ishmael as one of the most heavily recruited players from Wyoming Valley Conference. Talk about to be in that conversation. We all know what Raghib Ishmael was. We knew how he was. Great. Yeah. But talk about that. Like, what was the football like for you playing in Wyoming Valley West and just then getting recruited by the late, great Joe Paterno?
Yes. So a little backstory about me in high school and middle school. So when I was in middle school, our rival school was Berwick High School. Berwick High School at the time, they had the winningest coach in Pennsylvania. His name was, rest in peace, his name was George Curry. Mm-hmm. And George Curry, when I moved to the Wyoming Valley with my father from Philly, because I was in Philly my first 13 years, I moved up there with him. And when I got up there, he left Berwick and he went to Wyoming Valley West High School where I was going. Mm-hmm. So when I got there in seventh grade, I was playing Little League, and then I went, and in eighth grade, I went and I played for the middle school, and they put me at quarterback, and I was going crazy. We went 7-1. We went 7-1. Lost. I'll never forget. We lost to our rival Berwick on the 1 yard line. Our QB sneaked it, put it over it, but we was in the away game. They said I ain't make it. So I'm like, I always held that with me. And then in ninth grade, but what a lot of people also don't understand is I used to love playing football because I used to love hitting people. I was a crazy DB, like all state DB in high school. So in ninth grade, my freshman year, George Curry, he was like, "Yeah, we putting you on the varsity," because I was bigger. I was the same size as everybody, but I was athletic and I was smart though. I was kind of already aware of stuff when I was young. So at that year, I was playing quarterback and I was playing safety, but I was starting safety though. And I used to have my homeboy Rashid Williams. He was my teammate and he was a senior, but he would always be like, "Hey, Gene, I'm gonna go free. You go strong because you like to hit." I'm like, "Bet." Like, I'm like, "All right, bet."
It always be like that.
Yeah, because she was a fast dude. He ain't like to get touched. Like he ain't like none of that stuff.
They never do. They never ever want to get touched. But they showed up when I look pretty when they strutting the field with the pit. Like, why am I doing the dirty work? I'm Cam and you Earl. You know what I'm saying? I'm messing up my neck and shit. And you out here, I'm not about to get the Earl shit. Anyway, continue. You ain't finna pull up on me like that. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's fact. But yeah, basically, so my freshman year, I ended up playing safety. I started the whole year. It was one game. I scored my first touchdown in high school varsity. Man, what the hell is that? What in the hell?
I'm getting comfortable listening to you because I'm loving the stories. I'm loving just chilling with you. So
you know what? I'm gonna let you live. I thought you had a potato in your hand, but look.
Well, I got some fucking gravy around me. I'm finna, you know what? This ain't a goddamn seafood. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, boom. I ended up breaking my thumb. It was the first time I broke anything in my body. Mm-hmm. I go to the doctor the next day. We won the game. My hand was swollen. I'm thinking they just going to wrap it up, cast it up. I'm going to be good to play safety. They like, yeah, no. It's more serious. If you mess this up, then you might mess up your career. Yeah. I missed the last 3 games, and then after my freshman year, George Curry ended up resigning from the job, and the assistant Pat Keating, he ended up taking over. But the best thing that happened in that situation, so George Curry, he was more old school. He was I formation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2 receivers, got 2 tight ends. Like he old school. But it worked though. He was winning. He was the most winningest coach in high school football in Pennsylvania. Then my boy Pat Keating came in, and he had more of a Oregon mindset. Mm-hmm. We trying to go spread, one words, colors, and we gonna run as many plays as possible. So then we get there my sophomore year. I'm playing receiver my sophomore year, And I end up going crazy. I only had 31 catches. I had 31 catches for 831 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And after that year, that's when all the schools start coming. Because my first visit I ever took, George Curry took me when I was in 7th grade. He took me to Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Took me to Penn State in 7th grade. I went with like 4 seniors: Jack Crossan, Ali Muhammad. Those are all my old heads. And we went to Penn State. He knew Joe Pa. So George Curry, he also had opportunities to be a coach at Notre Dame and other schools and stuff like that. Went there. We seen Joe Pa. He went to Joe Pa and he said, "Joe Pa, I'm telling you right now, 4 years, this kid right here, you're gonna want him." And 4 years later, the offers started coming in. Then junior year, my coach was like, "Look, we ain't got no quarterback to throw you the ball. You know what I'm saying? So we need you to go to quarterback. Like you've done it in the past."
Right.
The next 2 years I played quarterback. I don't know what it is now. At the time, though, I was one of 4 quarterbacks to throw back-to-back seasons, thousands for 1,000, rushing and passing. It was me, Terrell Pryor, not a dude named Nashevich who went to South Carolina, and then my junior and senior year, I went crazy. I had 30 touchdowns my sophomore year and 40 my senior year. And then I just started going crazy after that. Took some visits and everything like that. And mind you, this whole time I'm playing basketball too. So you feel what I'm saying? So
hold on. Was you playing basketball or was you a football player playing basketball? Because
I scored 1,700 points in high school.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I scored almost 1,700 points in high school.
Shut me the fuck up. I was just rebounding and playing defense.
Now hold on, but let me tell you this though. Yeah. This is the crazy part. I scored 17. My sister, she scored 23. 2,300.
You made the right decision playing football. Were you a small forward shooting guard? What was your?
I was more of a small forward. I was doing small forward. I was playing center sometimes, but I got a lethal mid range. Mid range is water. It's if you let me get in between the foul line and all that. Good luck. Don't let me go up in the air and shoot that.
So you run around the doubles. You got two screens down here, and he's just. And then go around, boom, I'm Jimmy, right there, free throw line. Okay, Reggie Miller. Okay.
And mind you, I ain't even need to come off screens. I can make my own shot. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I do that too. That's why it was so hard for people to guard me. You feel what I'm saying?
Look, all right, we now I gotta stick my chest out and shit because we've been around each other, but you ain't getting around me now. When I come back to Edmonton, y'all got a basketball court there. You know?
Oh, every day. Every day I'm in. You can come see me every day in there. Every day, because I had a little situation with a basketball in there. You know what I'm saying? My basketball got lost somehow on a bye week, and then when I come back, everybody like, "Oh, we don't know what happened." All right.
See you. 1K.
That's why. I ain't never bringing a basketball at that again. Y'all, they ruined it for everybody. I'm one of them.
See you. Okay. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying. Look, you fuck around if you want to, Geno. Okay, I'll whip your ass in basketball. Don't play with me right now.
Now listen, and the thing is, you're not going to be difficult because my dad used to like try to post me up and all that. So
I ain't talk about that.
Guarding bigger guys than me, that ain't hard. Like I know how to play that game already.
See, that's the thing. See, that's where you fucked up because I'm more cerebral, and I'm gonna put you in a position where you gonna go to your little crossover because all you shot creators got to sit there and try to do too much. You a Philly bruh, so you already trying to do that AI shit crossover all over here. Okay, all right.
But listen. I know how tall you really are. That's
fine. We stood next to each other. You 6'1", 6'2". That's fine. I got my mama's feet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get the arches. My brother's got
my dad's feet. 15, baby.
Dalvin, I got my mom's knees. I've had 2 knee surgeries. I'm sorry. I paid my dues like you. Okay. When I come to Edmonton, I promise you, we're gonna get a game if we play in the 5.
Hey, listen, you know what? When you get a chance, ask Trey Ford what happened. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's not fair.
That's all I'm gonna say. And he challenged me.
I don't give a damn what happened with you and Trey. I give a damn about me and you going at it. I got $10 on that. Anyway, You got the money for the big bucks. Anyway, the devil is a lie. So then you get to Happy Valley, man.
Yeah.
And was you head coach, crazy ass Bill O'Brien. Now, you mentioned off camera, I think that we both agree there's been like a misconception about Coach Bill O'Brien with everything that happened in Houston. He was trying to do different things, and they weren't ready for that. The Bob McNair stuff, then the Deshaun stuff, and all that crazy shit. We ain't gonna get into all that. But talk about your time in Happy Valley, and then you were there for a while, and then you will get to the part where you transferred. But talk about your time in Happy Valley.
Yeah, so like I was saying before, the first time I went to Penn State on a visit was 7th grade. So like that was one of the craziest things I've seen, because when I went there, and I never knew about the training table. So when I went to the training table and I go in the line, the lady, it's everything that you can ask there: prime rib, chicken, mashed potato, everything. Anything that you can buy, pizza, sandwiches. And what kind of got me at one point, when I went through the line, she's like, yeah, how much do you want? So I'm like, how much? Because you ain't asked me what. Like, she said, oh, you can have whatever you want. Just tell me how much of it you want. Like, so I'm like, oh, I need to live like this. I told myself then, I'm like, I need to live like this. Because I ain't never live like that where I could just eat whatever I want. Like,
hell no.
When I was a kid, my mom was like, hey, you better eat what's in the refrigerator, or, you know what I'm saying, don't drink all that juice and whatever. So, for me, I was locked in. So the thing about my situation going to Penn State was, when everything happened, the sanctions happened. So it was in 2012. Yeah. When I got there, I committed to JOPA. I was the last person to commit to JOPA on Skype. On Skype, I was the last player to ever commit to him on Skype, and everything was good. And then the whole situation happened. There was no coaches, there was no training staff, like it was nothing. Like, but I had already committed there to them at that time, my junior year. I had a couple people come visit me from Penn State. They came and talked to me, just to let me know everything was going to be good. Then next thing you know, my last couple weeks of high school, Bill O'Brien, he had got the job. And I got to Penn State, and basically I got to Penn State, and it was like, it was in shambles for a second, because we didn't know when to work out. We didn't know what time. They just like, hey, y'all just kind of just do y'all thing. Like, I didn't understand, because it didn't make sense. It was my first year. So what happened was, Bill O'Brien came in, and he was straight up. Like, he was straight up. The first thing he told us, he said, listen, I came here to help this program, but my main goal in life is to be an NFL head coach. He said that from the beginning. He always said that, and we always knew that. So, he wasn't, but that's the thing. He was a straight shooter though. Like, at the time we had Allen Robinson. He was like one of my OGs and stuff like that. Like, and he would be clear. Like, he'd be like, listen, y'all, like, you see him right here, Allen Robinson? Yeah. Sometimes he don't have to go to class, because he has a B in all his classes. So if he miss one day, all right, now you walk-ons and you other scholarship players that's rookies and freshmen and all that. He said, we don't care about them 4 or 5 stars that y'all had. That's over with now. He said, that's dead. We don't care what you was. That we got you here. So now you here. You signed. He said, you can't do the same thing Allen Robinson does. There's levels to this. He's going. He said, you know how we're going to win? We're going to run the fucking ball, and we're going to throw him the ball. That's literally what he said to everybody in the whole team room. So it was like, I appreciate that. I appreciated him at being like that, because it wasn't no like, oh, why I'm not getting the ball, or why is it like this and why is it like that. He made it very clear that this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, I got there. My first year, I redshirted. My second year, I ended up playing a good amount. Started some games. I actually had to start my first game ever against Syracuse, because
easy dub.
Listen, but you gotta understand, at the time it was like we were still trying to stay above the water. Like, you know what I'm saying? Christian Hackenberg was the quarterback at the time now. So it kind of got to the point where things was going good. So the first game of Syracuse, I had to start because it was an incident that happened in practice with A-Rob and my boy Adrian Amos, safety, and they was roommates. It was like a little scuffle that happened on the field, and A-Rob ended up getting suspended the first half of the game. So Coach O'Brien calls me up. He like, hey, You starting the game, man. This is what we're gonna do. I trust you. I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Just go do your job. Just do what you do. I went in there. We ended up winning the game. I had my first touchdown, 67 yards on a post route. Went crazy. And after I did that, I knew like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can do this. And then my junior year, it was solid. It went good again. Deshaun Hamilton, he came and popped on the scene then. And then my senior year, my junior year, actually, Bill O'Brien ended up leaving. He went to the Texans. And I always respect him for going there because he has a child that's a little disabled. Mm-hmm. And Houston had some of the best hospitals for his child at the time too. So right. we were really all happy for him. He called everybody on New Year's. He called everybody on New Year's. I'm at a hotel party with my boys and all that, like everything. Like it's crazy. I was actually with the dude Rashid I was talking about earlier. I was with him, and I get a call at like 1 in the morning, like 1, 2 in the morning. So I'm like, I see OB the number on the phone. So I'm like, should I answer this right now? Like, should I answer this? Cause I said I'm gonna answer. Boom, I answer. He's like, hey, listen, I just want to let you know, man. Like, I took the job, but you're going to be good. You got film. You're going to be solid. I just want to let you know, like, I did everything I could and this, that, and the third. So I'm like, all right, cool. All respect. You already told us from the beginning. Then James Franklin came in. Mm-hmm. The James Franklin situation was a little different because James Franklin, when he came in, he came from Vanderbilt, and they had like a 10-2 season that year or whatever.
I remember.
Yeah. And, when he came in, he wanted his recruits too. Like, he had recruits that in at Vanderbilt, and he brought some of them to Penn State. Yeah. And it kind of like, there was kind of like we ain't had no problems, but there was this kind of like wall though between the older players and the younger players because, he recruited them, but he didn't recruit us. We was here. Mm-hmm. So, I just felt like as time was going on, my boy Chris Godwin came there. Saquon ended up coming there. Yeah. And they had some good young talent too. They did. You know what I'm saying? And that season went solid. Me and Hammy, we played in Ireland. We played UCF. When I was playing my boy Stanback, you know what I'm saying? Went crazy on them. That was my best game when I played against UCF. I think I had like 8 catches for like 179, something like that, 1 touchdown. We ended up winning. Yeah, we ended up winning. And then me and Deshaun Hamilton after that game went on the Biletnikoff Awards watch list. Okay. And then my senior year, man, like it was kind of like my time was kind of being played with a little bit like on the field, just because again it was the whole the recruits things and honestly too, I was maturing too, man. I was maturing as a player. I was trying to figure things out, going from different offense to offense, trying to each year. So I just made it in my best decision at that time that I wanted to transfer after my senior year, grad transfer. I had 1 more year left. My high school coach, I told him like, this is probably my situation for the future. Can you think you could talk to some teams for me? Because it's a dead period. My coach, Pat Keenan, he went and did that. He was actually, and it's crazy that it all ended up this way. My coach was a huge Oklahoma fan, like forever, like since I was in high school or whatever, but I never paid no mind to it. Like, and then at that time, I literally went through all the Power 5 schools. I remember I was in my dorm room. I went through all the Power 5 schools. I looked up all their rosters. I seen all the senior receivers they had, the juniors receivers they had. I seen all the 5-star and 4-star receivers they had coming in. And I'm like, all right, let me make sure I put myself in a good situation where like I'm good. Like, Oklahoma, Sterling Shepard was just leaving. Mm-hmm. D.D. Westbrook, he was coming off his second year from JUCO. So they didn't really know. They knew he was going to be good. They just didn't know he was going to win the Biletnikoff and go crazy. He went crazy that year. That's my dog, man. He was going stupid. So played and then was there with Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Mark Andrews. Me and Mark Andrews, we was cookies and cream. That's who we was, like, because we played the same position, but he played the receiver. He played the tight end part of it. I played the receiver one. So right. It was kind of like, and I loved it, man. I love Penn State. I had a hell of a time at Penn State. I tell people all the time, like, when you go to Penn State for 4 years, that's like 10 years of drinking. You feel me? So like when you get older, you're like, I'm cool, man. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So what is not to cut you off, but like I gotta ask, what is Geno Lewis's drink of choice? Not Geno back then and Geno now. Yeah. What Geno's sipping on now? Now I'm a little more classy. I'm a Jameson guy, man. This is what you do. You give me some Jameson, some ginger ale, and a splash of cranberry. I'm cool.
Man, all I need is a triple shot of Jameson to get through the day I be having. But I didn't even know what Jameson. Funny thing is, I didn't even know what Jameson was until my 23rd birthday party, and one of my boys brought it for me, and he was like, his girl brought it. I was like, "The fuck is this?" He's like, "You know, you're a Conor McGregor fan. You gotta like this." And I was like,
"You Conor McGregor fan?"
I was like, so I'm sitting there. And I took a little bit of it. I was at a stupor for like 2 days. The whole thing. About that other time, but nah. So you talk about.
That's how Bombay had me. At business.
Man, let me tell you. Anyway, the devil is a lie. No, so, I like the fact that you mentioned, you are Bill O'Brien was honest with you guys. A lot of coaches, they aren't transparent. They try to highlight that Bobby Petrino bullshit, like, I'm gonna be here for a long time and then leave at 3-13, go to Arkansas, pig suey type shit. Or they look square in the face, and we've all been around it. No matter what level, they promise you, hey, I'm gonna be here, and then they get mad when players like the transfer portal shit now, where players leave. Like, how you gonna be mad? Like, you made a decision for you. Why can't these kids make decisions for themselves? And you did what you had to do.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a super fact.
So when you were at Oklahoma, man, you had the opportunity to play with Bob Stoops. You had Lincoln Riley. What did you take from them? You took a lot from being with Bill O'Brien, and then you know, James Franklin thing was what it was. I'm not really a big James Franklin fan myself. It's what it is, but it's an acquired. We keep it real on here, so I'm just gonna say it honestly because it's you. Like, I like Bill O'Brien's style because it, like we said, it's straightforward, straight shooter. He kept it real with you.
Yeah.
Not everybody is built for that.
Facts.
And my coaching style is very similar to that, where I don't promise my players shit. And my players will tell you, like, Coach Phil, probably the most brutally honest person, but he loved his guys. You could tell Bill was about his business, but he cared enough to be able to call you and say, hey, I'm taking this job with the Texans. You know how you got enough film. He was transparent. With James Franklin, it's like, I've never been around the man, you have, but I get the vibe. Like, he ain't, what's the word I'm looking for? He's not. See, I could be a ninja about it, or I can be diplomatic about it.
Man, say what you need to say, man.
I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. I look at him, I'm just like, bro, I don't trust you. You're not gonna tell me the truth. You're gonna butter me up, and then you're gonna bring your crew in. First of all, you bring your crew in from Vanderbilt, so you had one winning season, and all of a sudden we know you played against some dogs in our conference. What y'all gonna do? What like? You got all these weapons, and yes, you said you had Saquon, correct? Saquon came in.
Chris Godwin was there. We had our tight ends too. We had some dog tight ends. Pat Fairmouth ended up being there with him too. He plays for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
They had we had a couple of good dudes, but I'm really sitting here trying to think, but he had enough talent on that team that, like, you could have put it all together. But it was kind of more so. What happened was, it's always about the quarterback too, man. Your quarterback got to be comfortable in a system. I think the system at the time that Franklin we had for Christian Hackenberg, it was a complete difference from O'Brien's style, because when O'Brien came in, we were literally running the Patriots offense. Like, it was the New England Patriots offense, what Tom Brady was doing, and it was that whole system. And then when Franklin came, it was kind of like, all right, now we in a souped up college offense, like, and you kind of need a running quarterback for this. You need somebody that can move around a little bit.
Yeah.
Reason why Trace McSorley did so well and ended up into that offense. So I felt like that was kind of a big frustration for, like, offensively trying to figure things out. And Hackenberg was getting killed. He got sacked the most that year. I remember when we played Temple, he got sacked 12 times in one game.
So Temple came in there, threw pudding pops at y'all, and said, "Fuck y'all." Okay, great, yeah, all right. I've been waiting.
All love to all the coaches I played for too.
Yeah, but I don't know, but it's just like you. I know I've seen Christian Hackenberg play, and he got the same crap that I gave, TC during the season. Yeah. I gave Christian Hackenberg that because he was in the AAF. He played, and Christian was he's not a bad quarterback.
No, he has all the tangibles. He has all the tangibles in the world. It's just it's the system too. Like you got to go to the right system. I think going from Penn State straight to the Jets at that time, that was tough. That was super tough. It was like going to the Browns at that time. Yeah. It didn't matter what quarterback you was, man. Like it was going to be hard. It was going to be a difficult situation.
Are you a believer in you play to your talent, not your system?
A little of both, because you can be very talented, but if you're in the wrong system, it still won't work.
Right. I understand. Like you're not going to take. Yeah, go ahead.
You can have the best quarterback, but what if he's not a spread offense quarterback? But you got spread offense receivers. You know what I'm saying? It's more. The system plays a big part though. But mind you, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to make the system around the talent. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. You got KYP, know your personnel. Mm-hmm. You gotta know what he's good at, what they're good at, what he's good at, and put everybody in the best position to be successful. And I feel like at Oklahoma, that Lincoln Riley, when he was the offensive coordinator, he was the best I ever seen put an offensive playbook together. Like his trick plays.
Oh my God.
They was real plays. Like he would say the trick plays, but we're looking at it like this ain't no trick play. We can use this every game. Like, but he's like, nah, but every game he'll have something new and it'll always work. And you'll look at it but like, damn, it looked like a trick play, but nah, this was a real regular play.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's wild. Like when you look at the difference between I've seen some of Lincoln's playbooks, they float around and I read it and I'm like, this is what motherfuckers try to do at the high school level, but it's just you can't do that. Like the way Lincoln probably explained it to y'all and installed it from the jump, because a lot of coaches I've seen, they'll see something on Saturday and Sunday, and it's like week 4, week 5, like we're gonna throw that in there. Like, no, that doesn't complement what you have.
Exactly.
Man, you got the best of both worlds, man. You got to meet Joe Pa, even everything that, we ain't gonna talk about that, but like Bill O'Brien, his off that Patriot style offense where it's more, would you say it's more rhythm, timing, or is it more we're precise with what we do?
I think it's first off, honestly, you got to be able to read coverages in that offense. Mm-hmm. You have to, as a receiver, running back, and quarterback, and also the center, because in that offense, the center was sometimes pointing the mic. Mm-hmm. Hey, the mic's here, and then he'll have to communicate that with the quarterback, and they got to make the decision. But I would say that offense is definitely, you got to be precise at quarterback. It's timing, but it's also about you got to be able to see it before it happens. You got to be able, you have to be able to see it before it happens in that offense, or too much is going to go on. It's going too much happening.
Did he bring in? As we're talking offense and stuff, man. I've read up a lot of that Patriots offense, and there was when they were at their apex, they had a lot of the concepts had a little bit of run and shoot in them. Did he install that in there, or was it more hey, we just gonna do what Tom did and fuck it? Switch out for choices and all that shit, or was it
so for OB it was all about the quarterback. Christian Hackenberg was able to analyze all that stuff, so we had a lot of choice routes. You could do it because it wasn't like the quarterback was going to read it wrong. Because sometimes you'll have a quarterback that reads it wrong, it throws the wrong thing, and he thought he was going to do this and that. Hackenberg was actually really good at finding the matchups. I'm a matchup guy. I'm all about matchups. The system and all that and the time is great, but my thing is it's a matchup thing. When I look at myself against any DB, it's a mismatch. Mm-hmm. That's just how I see it, and that's how I feel like all my quarterbacks should see it. Because again, if you go and just look okay, QBs, y'all tell me who has shut me down in all my years. Nah, in real time,
be real.
Yeah, I'm just tell me. So it's don't fix something that's not broke. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? You better, and when you have the opportunity and you have a player like that, take advantage of it while you have the time. Because sometimes I think teams can get they get a little ungrateful because they so used to something that like it's not a surprise to them no more. Right. So it's like, oh, we expect this now, but you don't expect it from Joe Schmo over here when he do it. But for me, but get it. Just understand, like some of the things that some people do is very difficult, and everybody can't do that.
See, as we move forward now, we talk about leave college. You had a little cup of coffee, rookie mini camp with the Bengals and with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Shit. All right.
And that was a great opportunity. I went to the Seahawks one. I went to the Seahawks one first, I believe. No, I lied. That's a lie. No, I did. I went to Cincinnati first, then I went to the Seahawks. And I ain't gonna lie to you, that was a good little opportunity. I thought I was gonna get a contract after that rookie mini camp. I did pretty solid, but numbers thing, how it happened, and then at that point in time, I was waiting for a little bit. I was waiting to see what was going on, and then I get a call like 3 days left of training camp from Montreal. And my agent at the time, he like, yeah, they have your rights. And I'm like, hey, who got my rights? Since when? Since when the team had my rights up here? He like, they usually take rights like sophomore, junior years, and people just don't know because most of them they go to the league and they don't never go to the CFL. So I'm like, all right, that's cool, but 3 days left of camp, like how that's going to work? Like that's. I'm like, you know what? Set it up, man. Book it. Like just come on, we gonna go. Ended up going up there, and when I get there, it was crazy because that was my first time in Canada. Had no idea. Actually, my roommate at Penn State, his name was Akil Lynch. He was from Toronto. He played running back. He was telling me I was telling him hey, I'm going up to Montreal. He like, oh yeah, man, it's like France, bro. You're gonna see all the bricks and everything on the floors. Like you're gonna see how it looks, and it looks like Europe and all that. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. He ain't tell me that French was the first language. Like he ain't tell me when I got here all the signs was gonna be in French and all that. So I'm like, I get here, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it's a beautiful city.
Yes.
Beautiful city, beautiful people, beautiful situation. Everything's beautiful going on here. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna rock it out. So the first training camp in Montreal, it was in Bishops. It was in Bishops, like probably like an hour and a half out of Montreal, the city. I get there. My man Jock was the head coach. Jock's son was the receiver coach. And I remember, dude, like I get there, I go to the first practice. They're not even in pads no more. Nobody even in pads 3 days. Like they're not even in pads. They kind of like jogging through stuff. They still got like 7-on-7s that I'm doing, and like I'm doing solid. But they telling me about this waggle, and I don't even know how to do the waggle. Like I'm trying to get comfortable with this whole thing, but I'm making catches though. Like even though the routes and everything ain't looking good, I'm catching everything. We got one preseason game left. Coach come to me. He said, "Boom, here these 50 plays." Was the hardest offense I ever seen in my life when I got there. Hardest offense I ever seen. I never seen something so crazy. And then
what's so crazy? If you don't mind me asking, like what was it about? It was so crazy.
All right, so boom, Jock's. All right, so Jock's offense.
Wait,
boom. The way Jock offense worked, he was the head coach at the time.
Yeah.
His offense worked is he gave baseball signals to the quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, whatever signal he would give you the signals, but it would always be to the right hash. So if you was on the left hash, the quarterback had to switch it. He wouldn't switch it with the signals. So in my mind, I'm like, then he gave me baseball. I ain't never played baseball, so I don't know the baseball signals. At the time, it was Darian Durant. He was he was the quarterback, and it was just so difficult because some of the concepts and everything at the time for me it was hard. It was my first time in a pro offense like a CFO one. Yeah. And I'm saying like sometimes we'll go out there. So I was playing at the time. I was playing with Ernest Jackson. I was playing with Nick Lewis. I was playing BJ Cunningham, and it'd be sometimes we'll go out there and I'll be like, "Hey, what you got?" And he'll be like, "Shit, I don't know, but hey, just run the go ball. Just run the go ball out there." Like we all didn't know. Sometimes it was just confusing. It was a difficult thing to learn. All I knew, it was one play I knew that they had for me in the preseason game. And at the time, Vernon Adams Jr., he was a quarterback that was there too in the preseason, and I had a play. It was a curl pump. I was running a curl, and it was double move, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I remember VA, we get in the huddle. He done this with me a couple times. He just like, hey, I'm not reading nothing. I'm throwing this ball to you, bro. I'm not reading nothing, bro. I'm just, mind you, everybody in the huddle like, all right, hey, what it is, what it is.
Yeah.
He throw that drum. I catch it one hand with the left. Bossy note. My man is on my man Baltimore from Ottawa too. Shout out, that's my boy too. Caught it with the left. It was some crazy. So, but when I caught it, everybody ain't realized like what I did until after the fact. They like, yo, what? This is what they asked me. They said, my boy BJ, he said, yo, what hand you caught that with? Like, you caught that with the left? I said, I mean, yeah, I did, but it really don't matter. He said,
I got the fucking catch.
He said, I don't matter. He said, it don't matter. That's what we calling you. He said, it don't matter. Anytime anybody asks you what hand you caught it with, it don't matter.
Steve.
How you know what I'm saying? So it was like, and then once I got that play was on TSN, the number one play for like 2 weeks. And that's how I made the practice roster in Montreal.
See, that's that shit, man. Because you mentioned earlier about like people you looked at, and that my view of you, even though you're not like you big dude, but like, you know, you got your little length, you know what I'm saying? You in good shape, brother. You know, eats his kale and greens and shit.
I get right.
Jameson, he got a little bit of papers. I'm gonna put a little bit out there for the good steak, whatever. But I see your player profile, and I'm just like, it's Dez Bryant, Justin Blackman-esque. Like Dez, you see Dez.
Dez Bryant guy. I love Dez Bryant. I just hate that he played for the Cowboys.
Right. Well, Philly guy, of course. Yeah. But you know, obviously, like Dez is big. Like
big, husky, yeah.
Like when I look at Dez, like people are like, oh, he's 6'2", and I'm like, Dez is like at least when he's out there, he's like 6'4". You play bigger than what your actual unlisted height is. Because when I saw you, and we've kind of talked about it. We talked about it on Twitter. The first CFL play I reacted to was your crazy ass hurling somebody. And I think I went into like a full shock of,
yeah.
And you've seen Friday. This nigga here, this nigga that I'm crazy. I gotta show it. The motherfucker, y'all ain't seen the play. If the chair is here, the motherfucker hurled over this nigga, leg over. The leg was here, right? And then he brought the other leg and said bye.
Yeah, look, you forgot the stiff arm in the beginning of that play.
No. The stiff arm is like it was what it was. You could have just shoved him into the ground a little more, but that's what it was. I swear to God, I thought you've seen the Samuel Jackson version of Shaft, right?
Yeah. That's a great move.
What's my name? Like,
oh yeah, you talking about the Puerto Rican boy?
Yeah. Watch him on the kid on the street, and he hits him with pistol whips and talking about what's my name? He's like, I don't know. What's my name? I was like, if you would have just still, what's my name?
Yeah, man. I already knew he had felt bad already, and it's crazy. His last name was Lewis too, and I ain't like that.
So you just going?
Y'all don't be knowing that his last name was Lewis, but I knew at that time only one Lewis can come out here and do what's supposed to be done. You feel what I'm saying? So,
but you ain't have to see. That's the thing. Like, as your career went on. And you look at like when people see this, I'm gonna be doing I probably have already done the Geno Lewis reaction to your highlights, and I watched some of your Montreal highlights from the 2022 season. We didn't like a couple years ago. People weren't saying head top and beam top and all that, but you are vicious when it comes to going to get the ball up top. Like you are swift. You're good. You're great in open field. You make going to get the ball in the air, just like head top on somebody, marvelous. It's amazing what you can do. Is that what you've always been, a high wire receiver, or are you more like you can do it all? You can be possession, you can be in the clutch, you can do all that, or you're just like, hey, just throw it up there, I'm gonna get the shit.
Basically, my main motto was always like, don't make no excuses, make it happen. Like no matter what is going on, I don't care if it's 12 seconds left, whatever. Like you always got a chance until the end. So for me, I always. When I started playing basketball for real in middle school, like real life, like organized,
Sure.
That's when I started realizing like how athletic I really was.
Mm-hmm.
Because in basketball, like I started dunking in the 7th grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first dunk I ever had was in 7th grade. And like I always knew I could jump higher than everybody. So I always wanted to just keep jumping higher than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I knew like I wasn't a 4.3 dude. I had long strides, but people would always be like, oh, you slow, you slow. But then when I get on the field, 2 of my steps is 10 yards. So now when you chasing me, you like, oh, hold on. He might not be looking like he fast, but he's eating yards up. So
you a damn gazelle out there. That's the problem. Because you
exactly.
don't run, you run like your foot kind of like that Michael Jackson arch, and then you glide, stepping like, all right, Geno, all right, you stepping on him.
And then I ain't gonna lie, the main thing for real to be like a whole 100 with you, like on some real, I always look at it like this. There's 2 type of people on the field. It's people that get embarrassed, and there's people that embarrass people. I'm not getting embarrassed on national television. Like, that's just how I live. Like, I'm going to have to embarrass these other people. And on top of that, like, I got a family I got to feed. It's just, I want it more. Like, and so the other thing about the catching thing is too, is I always, I was hearing this before, like how you catch the ball and this. And I actually went to the West Edmonton Mall one day. And you know, they got a huge ice rink in there, like a huge ice rink in there. And as I'm watching it and everything, like I'm like, yo, it's like beautiful how like they really be moving like on the ice. And I'm like, that's graceful. It's gracefulness. Like when I catch the ball, I want it to be graceful. I want it to be like, ooh, but that looks so easy. But I know that was hard, like, because it really is hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just about, as a receiver, I know when I can go get that ball, and you're not going to see it until I go get it. But by the time you go, it's going to be too late. So it's like that's just kind of, I try to take advantage of that with the DBs. They always say, "Oh, you're not fast enough." Okay, well my hands is 4.2. My hands is 4.2. So you're gonna have to stop these hands. That's 4.2. You feel me?
That's a bar right there.
That's a bar. You
listen to Beanie Siegel. Anyway, your breakout season, man, 2021 after the pandemic season, catching 62 passes for 964 yards with 9 touchdowns. You were named an All-Star. And then the next season, an even more outstanding season, you had 91 catches, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, and you were second in receptions, second in league receptions, third in receiving yards and touchdown receptions. Well, damn. And you were the East Division most outstanding player.
Yeah.
Talk about like you go into that season and then you just like, because people have wanted me to ask you, you're coming off the East Final against Toronto. What made you leave and go to Edmonton?
Right. So before I tell you that, you say 2021, 2022, but honestly, 2019 was like the year I knew at that point in time, like I belong in the league. Like that was my first 1,000-yard that was my first 1,000-yard season ever in my whole career. I've never had one until 2019. So when I did that, I realized like, okay, I got to take this to another level. So when the main thing, when I got up here, it was 3 dudes. It was 3 dudes that I was like, if I want to be a top receiver up here, I gotta get on their level. It was Brian Burnham, it was Banks, and it was Darrell Walker. At the time, they was them dudes. And see, the thing about Duke, he left right after that. Like he left and went down south to the Bills. So like he was going crazy too. But Burnham, Banks, and Darrell Walker, I was like, listen, if I'm trying to be a top receiver up here, I gotta have my stats and everything and do what they doing. Like, and 2019, that's when I got there. So now when I got there, I'm like, all right, I'm about to go crazy this next year. 2020 happens. So when 2020 happens, you know, I had a couple workouts down south with the Giants in Chicago, but both of their coaching staffs got fired the week after. I worked out with both of them. So, you know, it was just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then I didn't play all 2020. So like I had all this football built up in me. So I'm like, bro, I can't wait until 2021 to really dominate. You feel what I'm saying? And I should have had 1,000 yards that season, but I didn't play the last season because we had made the playoffs and it was a whole thing. But 2022. This is the thing about 2020. 2022 was a great year. It was some things that happened, I think, for me personally that kind of like just affected my feelings about things. Like, the whole time I was in Montreal, it was like a revolving door. It was a lot of stuff going on. Like I had about 3 owners, 3 head coaches, a whole bunch of position coaches, different GMs, different presidents. And like, it was just like every year just meeting new people. And then players like in and out. But it was like it was a core of guys though that was there the whole time, like going through this whole situation. And if you've been in Montreal and you understand how Montreal works and everything, it's a grind. It's a super, super grind. Like, you don't have the best facilities that everybody else got. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the money that everybody else got. You're getting taxed the most out of all the cities and things like that. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know. Like, you're getting taxed double in Quebec and Montreal, like with the 51%. So it's like,
God damn.
Listen, a lot of people don't understand the other side of it, man. They don't understand like the business part of it. So it was kind of like 2022. I really like solidified, like, all right, I'm the best receiver in the league. Like, damn near, like, honestly, it was me and Kenny. Like, that's what it was. So I'm just like, yo, I'm ready to take this next step. And a lot of people, again, in 2018, I had 13 starting quarterbacks in Montreal. A lot of people don't think. Yeah. 13 starters.
How the hell you go through 13 starters? What Cleveland Browns operation was y'all on?
It was so much going on. It was so much going on, man. So, and mind you, you can ask all 13 of them receivers. I got them right. We all got right. It didn't matter who was in there. Every single one. Like, but mind you, so in Montreal, I never had a season with just one quarterback. It was at least 3. Every season was at least 3 of them.
Right.
So I always before Trevor got there, Harris got there. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and VA, we had came up together with all this. Like, we came up and stand back and Chris Slugger and things like that. Like, we was all coming up together and when they had made the decision to trade VA, it kind of just like, I knew Trevor was completely capable of doing, what we ended up doing that season. Like, I knew what he had in him, but it was just kind of like how the transition happened. Like, it was like, you don't really have a say so. Obviously, this is the business part of it, and like, you just gonna have to deal with it, Gene. Like, you're gonna have to deal with it. Had a couple conversations with people after the situation happened and all like that, but people got to know, like, if it wasn't for Vernon Adams Jr., I wouldn't be in the CFL because I wouldn't have had that catch that was on TSN #1. You know what I'm saying? So that's my brother, man. Like, that's my bro. So when that happened, the feelings just culture kind of changed for me a little bit, and then going 2020 going into the off season, I'm thinking, all right, cool, I got Trev. We're gonna be cool. We're gonna have Trev when we come back, and this, that, and the third. But unfortunately, we went through a whole ownership situation. We didn't have an owner. So it was basically at that time, like, they were like, we can't give out signing bonuses. So I'm like, so you told me that the year that I'm at my peak, probably where I'm going to make the most money in my career, I gotta take a chance that I might get a signing bonus or I might not get it or whatever. Like, I'm like, I don't know. And then it was just, it also came down to a money thing. Like, Montreal was trying to figure, and I always knew Montreal had a money issue. It was a money issue. And, Edmonton, when I had talked to G. Roy and Coach Jones and things like that, they made it very clear what I would mean to this team. And they came with it. Like, they wasn't playing no games. And mind you, they did that for damn near so everybody could see it. So whoever want to come get them, y'all gonna have to really come get them. Like, and don't get it twisted. Montreal, they did make a push, like at the very like last day. They made a super heavy push the very last day. But at that point in time, like, I'm the type of person, it's not about what you do, it's how you do it.
Facts.
I'm that guy. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's all about the respect aspect with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me you got it, and then you all of a sudden got it.
That
The last, you know what I'm saying? I don't, nah. Tell me, why didn't you tell me? And my thing was, I gave everything to this city of Montreal. And I love Montreal and I appreciate Montreal to the day that I die. I literally live here in the off season. So like, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to have a part of me. But at the same time, I know what I'm worth. You know what I'm saying? And I know where I come from. I know I'm not going to settle for less. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because I know what I bring to the table. And I feel like sometimes the CFL, they limit really, really good players because especially if you're not a quarterback. If you're a quarterback, you got a chance to get your money. It's going to, you probably at some point in time, if you do well, you'll get your money. Right. At receiver, that's tough. And me, I want to be a generational talent in the sense of I don't want to be the only one that got the contract that I just got. Like I want other people to get it later on. So because that's how you help the younger generation. That's how you help the next guys that come up. Like don't settle. Yeah, raise it. Don't settle because the CFL is having, you know, some money issues. So they're basically telling you that you got to take this or you're not going to play or not. So it's like, but you got some guys, depending on where they're at in their career. If I was in year 2, 3, I'm trying to get in the door. I'm trying to keep playing. Right. You get to year 7, 8, I'm not trying to hear what you was telling me when I was in year 2. Like I'm at a whole different level in the sense of the business side of it and the football side of it. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard though, man. Like that was a really, I remember like I didn't sleep that whole night. Like I didn't sleep the whole night when I ended up like finally making a decision to go to Edmonton because it was, all I knew was Montreal. I didn't know nothing else. I didn't, and I just knew the grind. But like I said, a lot of guys ended up moving on in the sense of the guys that I came in that team with. Like the Montreal team now, there's guys obviously that's still on the team that I was there with, but a lot of them, it's a lot of new dudes though. It's a lot of new dudes. The culture's a little different now in that situation. And yeah, that was that. And you know, going to Edmonton, like seeing the other side now. Mm-hmm. Like seeing the other side, like seeing the facilities, seeing the difference in taxes, seeing the difference in the check. Like listen, those are the things you got to think about. Like you have to understand, like you got to put selfishly, if I wanted to stay like there, I don't know how much I would have been able to help my family as much as I'm helping them now. That's what it kind of comes down to, because at the end of the day, I need to help my family. And if I'm going to help you win a Grey Cup and I'm going to help this organization, you know, be successful, I need help too. You know what I'm saying? So it was a respect thing. But at the end of the day, there's no beef. There is no like animosity. You know what I'm saying? When I played, you was at the game when I played Montreal. Yeah. So, yeah, I got my catches in there. I got my little feel good and everything like that. So it was tough, but it was what had to be done, man. Sometimes those are the hardest decisions that you make, you know, being older. And like I said, I was turning 30, so I can't keep waiting. Like I can't keep waiting to take that opportunity, you know.
So before we move on to now you being in Edmonton, and then we'll just wrap it up. I'm gonna ask one question, and yep. I'm not a big what if person, but I'm just gonna ask you because you my dog. Do you feel like if you would have, knowing what you know, we all know now, and what everything turned into for Montreal this year winning the Grey Cup?
Yeah.
Do you think would have stayed, it would have been the same result, or you're at peace with it? Like, hey, I'm happy for him. I'm happy and I'm gonna do, because you're coming in this. We're about to get into it, but you kind of walked into a sweet situation now that I think you have with everything going on with Edmonton. So how do you feel about that?
So first off, let me say this. I'm super happy for the city of Montreal. I'm gonna tell you why I'm super happy, because my 7 years I was in Montreal, I knew what it was gonna feel like if we won in Montreal. Mm-hmm. Because in Montreal, nobody believes in you but that city, that locker room, them people, the whole rest of the league and the other teams. Like I see how they look at Montreal now. It's like, oh, we gonna beat them. Like they ain't this, and that's how they was looking at us when I was there. And I'm like, listen, man, it's any given day when you put them pads on. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing of me staying in Montreal. If I would have stayed in Montreal and I would have took the money, I feel like, for one, they wouldn't have had as many other players that they had on that team. They wouldn't have been able to. They might not have been able to get Sean Lemon. and Shanky. Who knows? You feel what I'm saying? It could have. I don't even know if I would have been all the way happy because I'm getting this big contract, but I'm getting taxed half of it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like, where do I win? You know what I'm saying? Anywhere I go, I believe we're going to win a Grey Cup. Yeah. Like, that's how I feel about my talent. That's how I feel about what I bring to the table. If I would have stayed in Montreal, I still to this day, I would have said, I'm telling you, I think we would have won too. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't, the what ifs and all that. But the thing about Montreal, I think this year, their defense got hot at the super, super right time, right time. And it never stopped. It never stopped. They just kept going. And I think I'm gonna say this too. The other situation that kind of came in with that was Cody and Moss. So from before everybody got there, it was kind of like the way I seen it was they kind of try to get away from each other when they left Saskatchewan. Like Moss, he ended up going to Montreal, and then Cody ends up in Montreal. But like I think the whole thing was to have Trevor at first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't work out that way. So I wasn't really sure about I wasn't sure about their relationship, like how was it in Saskatchewan and how it was going to be in Montreal too. So right. It was another risk that I would have had to take, man. But listen, man, I'm at peace. Like the thing about it is in the CFL as a player, we all want Grey Cups. We all that's really the main goal is to get a Grey Cup. But at the same time, you have more time to get a Grey Cup than get your money in the CFL. Right. That's literally what. And you got to remember, CFL we really taking discounts at that. Like because there's some of us in the CFL league that we could play in the NFL. Like for sure, we would hold up against them dudes on the NFL. But again, it's
hell yeah.
It's partly the numbers and it's the age and it's what you've done and all this and your 40 time and it's just a whole bunch of other stuff that goes into it. So I'm in a situation where I'm taking care of my family. I'm gonna get me a Grey Cup. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna get me a Grey Cup. And it never really messed me up when I went to Edmonton because going into Edmonton when they won 4 games the year before, when I got to Montreal, I think they won like 2 or 3 games before that. In my first 2 years of Montreal, we only won 3 games and 4 games. So it was like going to a team that loses, I've done it before. And then we changed that culture and then we started winning again and things like that. So I know for one thing, what I did do, I helped the culture of Montreal, as the years went on. The new guys that came in there now, they didn't come into a losing organization anymore. They came into they made the playoffs the 2 years before that, Eastern Conference the year before that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super, super at peace, man. I got to listen, bro. I'm gonna give me a ring. I'm trying to get my money right now, and I'm trying to win this Grey Cup, man. Like in Edmonton, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Feel you, man. That's beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing that. And now, and I will say also, like when you got to the East Final, a lot of people forget, like it was a big old controversy. Not really big to us on the outside. It's like it was a controversy because like Kari Jones got fired. Oh,
that was a whole nother thing. That's my dude, man. Yeah. Shout out to Kari Jones too, because that was like I said, remember I told you people was leaving and getting cut. Yeah. That was another big part. Like Kahari was a dude. He was me and Kahari, we had our time together. Like it was times when I first got there, he wasn't really sure what player I was going to turn out to be. And then, after a little bit of time, he realized, and then he really gave me my opportunity to keep doing well. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kahari, man. Man, that whole situation with him and that, like, I didn't like that. I definitely didn't like that situation because I don't like certain people like that to be the scapegoat. And I feel like even the situation that he was in this year, in Ottawa, unfortunately, he got let go now too. But I know Kahari he gonna land on his feet, man. He's a great person. He's a great coach. He's a great father. He a great man. Everything. Like, if it's somebody that you wanna be involved with, man, it's definitely Kahari.
I worried about that, and we gonna say the Edmonton thing, but lastly, I'll say about this. I in my experience with coaching, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yep.
And if you got the complexion for the protection for the collection, Mooney 101, brother.
Yeah.
It's tough. And it's tough when you go I don't even give a damn. I'm gonna say it. It's tough when you a brother. You only get one. And
Absolutely.
I know in the league, I ain't afraid to say it, man. There's a lot of retreads. There's a lot of people that don't deserve it, but it's like, well, where else you gonna go? So it's people that didn't have success, they get more opportunities. But that's why I worry about, like, I love Bob Dice. I worry so much because there ain't many of us that get these chances.
And you don't get it for that long if you don't do it.
No, and that's what was frustrating, because even like most of the season, I got a huge soft spot for Ottawa. I do. And when people were calling for Bob's job, and I was like, man, if you understand, like you hear him talk and you see, man, like what he represents, man, that's the type of, he like the Lovie Smith of the CFL. Like,
that's a fact.
Call it how I see. He the Lovie Smith of the CFL. Like, his message. You look at it, bro, and you like, he stand on business, as they say it now. They stand on business, but he's a straight up brother. He's good people. But I always worry, like, is he going to get the opportunity to see the program flourish?
Yeah.
I don't think Kari got the opportunity because they let him go. Y'all go to the East Final, and I don't even know who the hell the head coach was.
Danny was the head coach at GM. Danny Machocha.
Anyway, devil is a lie. Get to Edmonton, and you had to miss the first 6 games, man. And
I played the first three, and then I missed 6.
Okay, yeah. You know what?
Because you got to remember the first. Let me remind you, because I know who you were a fan of. I had 102 yards.
Shut up! I know what you're about to say, because I was about to say, shut the hell up.
What you think?
No, Geno.
Against your boy, 3-7.
Say it one more time.
That's your boy, 3-7. The dude that's like 6'3". That's what everybody kept telling me. He the same height as you. Okay.
You know what? Let me tell you something right now. You hear, I should have said it when we was face to face, but I'm gonna say it to you. That was fucked up what you did to my DB, man.
Twice.
Yeah.
At Saskatchewan too.
No.
I told you, bro. It's 2 type of people in the world. I'm not getting embarrassed, bro.
He ain't pulled them switches out on you. Anyway,
they called it called back. Hey, listen, let me say this though. I gotta say this. So the one I caught in Saskatchewan on the sideline, and it was like double coverage type.
Yeah.
Didn't get over.
I don't know how you caught that shit. I still don't know how the hell you caught it.
Oh, it was beautiful. I timed it up good, and I laid hands did, and he didn't know. He didn't look back. But it was crazy because when I caught it and I turned to Saskatchewan sideline, the first person I seen was Jake Winicky. I used to play with Jake in Montreal, and he looked at me and was just like, I already know. Like, I seen this over the years, like in Montreal. Like, so he was just like, I just looked at him. I said, yeah, Jake. Yeah, Jake. Hey, yeah, Jake. Yeah, you feel me? That's my boy.
Jake, it's not what you know, Jake. Come on.
Shout out my boy Jake.
You should have hit it with that Alonzo from Trader Day. Yeah, Jake. Yeah.
Jake.
That's perfect. His name is Jake. But yeah, so you did the incredible catch. And I'm still pissed off about that because you had to bless him up like that, but you did. And you did, as you said, you played. I do remember you did play the first 3 games, and then you were out for 6 games. Talk about that just real quick. Talk about the transition from playing for Montreal, and then you're playing a different offense. You lose your OC, your OC gets demoted. You get a new OC. All the shit that we all know. Take us through real quick. What was the first year like for you?
Yeah, the first year, man, it was the first year was cool, man. It was honestly, I was going in and expecting everything. I had to prepare my mind for everything because you got to understand, like, even when you're a good player and you go to a new team, you still got to establish yourself. You still got to show to everybody, like, I do this. Like, it ain't just what you've been hearing or which people been telling you. Like, when you go to practice and you start showing people, okay, he legit. And then when you get in the game and you start doing it, they're like, okay, we believe it. So it was kind of like, the thing about the training camp was a little different because at first, we had me, Dunbar, and we had Swerve. And
Swerve, he gonna be on here soon.
My dog. Shout out to my boy Swerve. And we was kind of all playing different positions than we originally played, like on other teams.
Yeah.
So we was kind of trying to like figure things out a little bit, just trying to figure things out, and it kind of just wasn't gluing at first. It wasn't gluing at first because everybody was just trying to figure out the offense, figure out the terminology, and all the stuff like that. And as time went on, they kind of put guys in their original positions in a sense, and it started going a lot better. And then Trey came in there, gave us a spark when it just came to moving around in the pocket and all that type of stuff. But the transition was cool though, man. I got to give a lot of love to my boy Manny Arsenal too, because he is a real he's a real leader and a real football player. Like he loves football and he worked hard every day. Like if you want him to be there at 7 a.m. to go do some extra, he gonna be there at 7 a.m. to do some extra work. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of me. For me, I was just kind of like, I was starstruck, like with the locker room. First time I got in, I'm like, man, this is crazy from what I just was in. And then I just start seeing the hot tub and the cold tub and the sauna. And then I'm like, oh, and then we can walk right out to the field. Like, training room is right there. The physio little, I'm like, oh, I ain't got to go nowhere. I don't have to go nowhere. Like, so like that, I was super, super grateful of that. I think this year, we had some young dudes, man. We had some young cats that was learning. Some of it was their first year. Some of it was just their first time getting some more action. And but I think the potential that we have is awesome. I think we just, like I said, people got to mature. And I always tell young dudes too, like, listen, bro, after about 2-3 games, bro, you're not no rookie no more. Like, because you got to remember, they're going to try to bring in somebody else to take your spots. So you better stay on your job. Like, that's what I always, for myself, always keep myself like that. Like, they're going to try to bring in somebody to take your job over. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because the younger you get, the cheaper they go. You know what I'm saying? And they hoping somebody can give you half of what you do. So, So for me, I'm always going to make it to where you're going to have to do everything to try to get me out of there. Because the things that I do and the way that I play, I'm just always going to try to put myself in the best position for my team and put my team in the best position. You feel what I'm saying?
I love it, man. I love that. And to see you guys just come together, man. Y'all didn't lose. I told the same thing when I interviewed Jordan. Shout out to Coach Jordan. Yeah. I never saw y'all beat each other up. I never saw y'all just point fingers. And being around y'all and seeing like, y'all really fuck with each other. Y'all really do. Y'all really fuck with each other. Y'all all have that camaraderie and it's coming together. Even though some guys have been there from the beginning of the program with Coach Jones to now, and then you guys are about to take the next step. I like it. I like that. And even though the West is crazy right now and it's going to keep being crazy.
I love it though. I love that. That's another reason why too. That's another reason why too I came to the West, because I always kept hearing like, oh, the East is weak. You won't do the same thing in the West that you did in the East. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, well, first off, when I was in the East, I was giving the DBs in the West work. You feel what I'm saying? I was giving them work. So I'm like, all right, if y'all don't think I can do this for a whole season, all right, bet, let's do it then. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I feel like to be the best, you gotta play the best. And I want the people to see that like it don't matter. It don't matter who it is, how we doing. Like you always gonna get 100% from me. Like that's just how I was brought up. That's how my mom raised me. That's how my father raised me. That's how my brothers and sisters is. Like, and I'm not going for the bullshit. I'm not going for the bullshit. You're not going to try to finesse me and all this. Like, I'm also the type person where I won't say too much. Like, if you're doing all this yelling and chatting, like I don't need to do all. What are we doing? like, you know what I'm saying? But I remember stuff though. I'm gonna remember that you said this. I ain't gonna say nothing about. And then the next time I see you and we play, this is why that happened to you.
I'm quiet about it. I ain't got to bet, but it's that bet. Like
say no more.
Say no more. Say what say less.
Say less, man. Say less. You feel me?
Be out here. So what you want? You can get it here. You can get it in the parking lot. What you want?
That's a fact. And that's what I'm gonna do. If you ever want to play basketball, I'm gonna ask you. You want me to lay it up, dunk it, or shoot it? I'm gonna give you the opportunity to give yourself the best position to be successful to stop me, which is not going to work, but you can try though. I'm gonna give you a chance.
And I got questions for you too. So you want to get clothesline, you want to get stripped, you want to get blocked, what you want?
You're not blocking. You're definitely not blocking for sure. 100% blocking.
Go ahead. I'll sell it. Let's hype this up. Go ahead.
You won't block me. The main thing people always say when I'm playing basketball on my jumper, they say, "Why you jump so high on your jumper?" Because if I jump that high on my jumper, there's no way that you're going to block it. My dad taught me that. You know what I'm saying? My dad was drafted in the 1989 draft in the NBA, so he know a little basketball.
Well, I may not be in the NBA, but I sure know how to play in the streets. But at some point you gonna bring that motherfucker. You gotta bring that motherfucker up, and my hand gonna be up in there. You know my body. You know how I get in. Oh man!
But if I'm like this though, and I'm just up here, I can shoot.
I don't care. I don't.
Bring the ball.
You can have it all up here. You can palm it like Jordan. You can do the Kobe shit. You can do whatever you want to. You can do the Elton Brand shit for all I give a goddamn. For whatever. I'm not scared of you.
I gotta see your lateral movement. I gotta see how your lateral movement is, because there's a lot of dudes that they can't move side to side.
I'm a brother. They used to call me, what Biggie say? They used to call me Jesus back in high school. You better ask somebody.
Listen,
I was floating on water.
Listen, all right, let me ask you. You want to see Geno, Eugene, or Mr. G?
Okay.
Yeah, it's three different people. It's three different types that you can get: Geno, Eugene, or Mr. G.
Okay. All right, Gerald Levert. Well, look here. You want Phil, you want 3, or you want Coach Phil? Because if you get Coach Phil, you finna get clothesline. So
I want Coach Phil.
I'm gonna talk shit. You know me. I'm a shit talker. I'm gonna talk shit. I am cerebral with it. Now, if you get Phil, all right, I'm a Kawhi Leonard. You little big. I ain't gonna say what I'm saying. But if you get 3, I'm gonna be deported. They're gonna deport my black ass.
They almost deported me a couple times up here for going crazy on the field like that. But it's all good. Don't worry, you be all right.
We can cash your little check. You be all right. So. Yeah. We're gonna get it done. So in closing, man, brother, man, what can we expect from you? What's your goals for this upcoming season, man, 2024?
Well, I'm gonna say this too. This year, the 6 games I was hurt and stuff like that kind of held me back a little bit, but this next upcoming season, a lot of people understand that, the season that I had this year, like, I'm super motivated for next year. A lot of people, I say this too. I want to see if Montreal can do it 2 times in a row. Because the thing is, you can win it. You can win it, but how you respond after you win it, though, that's what I want to see. So I want to see, can y'all do it again? That's real stuff right there. So that's why. They even them winning the Grey Cup motivated me. That motivated me even more. Like, some people would be like, "Oh, I'm so sad." Like, man, what? I'm not that type of dude. Congratulations, that's love. Now I want to see if y'all can do it again, like, or whoever, because every team that I play, they know that I'm gonna get my all, and they're gonna have to do everything they can. So, man, next year, man, I'm going for it all again. I'm trying to be the top in everything. Like, I'm trying to always do better than I did the year before and the year I did previously. So. That's it, man. Y'all listen, y'all gonna see the highlights. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna have some highlights for y'all.
Yeah.
No matter, this is my dad always told me this. He always told me this. He said, listen to me, when you play sports like we do, you gotta be a crowd pleaser. You have to give the crowd something every game to be like, ooh. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody remembers the ooh, you know what I'm saying? So give the crowd, you know what I'm saying, something to always want to come back and see. And that's what I always try to do every game. I try to do something to make people come back every time and win. That's it.
At the end of the day, it is entertainment, but it's sports entertainment. And you showing up is a highlight reel, brother. As far as that comment about, can Montreal repeat? Well,
what you think? What you think? You think they can do it again? Back to back? Because Winnipeg, they went 4 years in a row.
Out of the East, can they go?
Why not? Why in the East couldn't they go do it again?
Well, it's the East. I'm not like the East is so weird because anybody can come out there
at any time, right? So my thing is,
we saw that these playoffs. And everybody thought it was gonna be Toronto easily. Everybody wanted that rematch.
He did.
Everybody wanted Kobe and Bron, and Dwight Howard came through and said, "Fuck y'all."
Dwight Howard came in there real quick. That's Giannis. Giannis went in there and got one.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Yeah. People wanted to criticize Bron for that, the bubble, the Mickey Mouse ring and all that, but Giannis kind of got the tail end of that. Like, people don't give that to him because there was nobody in the arena really. But still, what I was going to say.
So you don't think you think just because nobody was in the arena, it don't count as much?
No. A championship is a championship. If anything, the circumstances were crazy.
Do you watch Is What It Is? Cameron and Mace?
Yes.
All right. So listen, right? I feel like they say, for LeBron, that chip was straight basketball for everybody. Nobody was with their families, nobody was with anything. It was just, and y'all had to stay here in this bubble. You go eat, you see the dude that you just gave 40 and be like, hey, bro, I'm gonna see you in a couple of days. Like, you gotta see everybody. I think it's more like it just make you. They was balling in that bubble too. Everybody was getting.
Oh, and that's the thing people don't realize. Mentally, the mental challenge they had. Can you that man?
That's hard, bro.
There's trying not to say that people. Fuck, I'm gonna say it. There's niggas that say they eat, sleep, breathe, ball. But there was niggas trying to get out of there and say, look, what was it? Lou Williams. Lou Williams said, hey, look, we gotta go to the bubble. We don't really care. Like, all right, you want Montrez guy? Yeah. All right, look. At the end of the day, like that, yes, I got to give credit where credit is due because you win a ring. I can't control what the opponent does. Thanks. And I love Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets is my dude. Jimmy was giving everybody the fucking business. And I was like, and you saw the picture of him just leading. Jimmy gave it everything he had.
Everything.
You know,
everything.
That, you know. So with that being said, man, brother, I appreciate this. Has been so fun, man. Thank you so much for coming on here, man. Chop it up with me. And I wish you the best of luck this season, man. All love from here, from me to you, bro. You know what it is. And if you got anything you want to plug a mixtape, you want to plug your Be Real movie, you got, you know, anything you want to put out for the people. Because if you drop it a Geno mixtape, I'll buy that shit.
Geno, but listen. This is what I tell
you. Oh my God, don't say what I think.
Look, let me tell you, I'm not telling you all the time. I got bars. I just don't got a rapper voice. I got bars though. Like, I'm the type of dude. I'm probably gonna have to write a song for somebody. So because I just don't have a voice. You know what I'm saying?
You're not the star. You are the machine behind the star. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the back. I'm in the back. Like, now I could, but like, you know, it's just I'm cool.
I mean, like, okay. See now, I got to give extended cut real quick. So, what music you bump?
Okay, boom. Oh well, actually, I could tell you my top 5.
Go ahead. Let's go. Let's do it. Are you talking all time or right now?
Right now. You want to know my right now?
Let's do right now.
Okay, so my right now, right? The number one. All right, so my right now is first person I got. Oh, you probably even know who this is. Core. His name's Core. K-U-R. Core. He's from Philly. He's with Meek Mill and Dream Chasers and all them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so he's legit. Next, I had Blast. Do you know who Blast is? R&B singer from Cali.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit on Instagram. A little bit.
I've been to he came to Montreal. I went to his concert. So like that's his. K-Cam.
Yeah.
I was a big K-Cam dude. King Von. I was a big King Von dude. And my
son loved King Von.
I love King Von. And mind you, see, I'm a story. I love stories and music. Yeah. Like, I love when people really talking about like they struggle because I can relate to some of that stuff. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my last one was Kodak Black. If we talking about all time though, all time, Kanye West is my all time. When we talk about music and everything, you know what I'm saying? The music part, I don't really wear the clothes and all that stuff, so I don't really care for all that. But the clothes, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz.
Mm-hmm. Separate from the boys.
Huh?
To separate the men from the boys, your music.
Oh yeah. And then I gotta put I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta put Mary J. Blige in there. I have to.
My nigga, yes.
I can't not put Mary. I gotta put Mary J in there, John.
Nah. See. I can tell type of Mary fan. It's Murray. There's a difference. It's
see, because I gotta see. It's different because when we talking about rap and you talking about R&B, I love both, so I got two different sides.
Okay, all right. What's your go? See now. We done been talking and shit. I don't give a fuck how long this shit is. Motherfuckers gonna watch regardless. See now, we almost done, y'all. We almost done, but we gotta end it on Mary. So, what's your go-to Mary song? I even give you 2 or 3. You can go. Whatever. What's your go-to Murray? And what album?
Actually, you know what? Wait 1 second. Can you wait 1 second for me?
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch this. You're gonna be like, that's crazy. Watch this. Hold on.
See, y'all. See, you come on deep in the game, you get exclusive stuff, man. Y'all know I love me some Mary J. Blige, man. If you know me, you know I bump Murray every day.
Listen, y'all think I'm playing, right? All right, so look, hopefully my mom don't see this. Because these hopefully my mom don't see this. All right, boom. So you tell me if I'm for real.
All right, show me. Oh, he got all 4 versions of Real Love. He mixed it all.
How I take the background. I take the background thing off.
The filter? God damn it.
Yeah. Filter. I got the filter on, man. Switch view. Nah. Oh, hold on. Can you? Let me see.
You got. See.
Oh, y'all can't see it though.
Oh, all right. See now. Okay, just tell me. Shoot it to me. Just tell me.
All right, boom. So I'm gonna tell you right here. Look, I got Mary J. Blige. What's the 411? He's the CDs too, right? Don't ever think. This look boom. I got the Mary J. Blige, No More Drama.
That was the first one I ever my mama ever bought that I noticed.
Right. Okay.
All of those rainy days.
Yeah.
Gotta wash away.
Listen, I got the Mary J. Blige. This is the grown.
Oh, what you talking?
Come on, hold on.
You talking?
Nah, look, see, no,
we good.
Everybody can bring it up on their phone. No, listen, hold it. It ain't done yet. Love and Life, Mary J. Blige, Love and Life. Come on. And the last one, the Breakthrough.
Oh, I ran that into the ground.
Come on.
So who talking? Like who you talking to? Come on. Like
Be Without You, probably my top Mary J. song.
Okay.
I can be without you, baby.
Are you belting out? Are you belting out the end of it? Yeah. But you know what though? I'm gonna tell you mine. Don't tell nobody. Let's see if you really know Murray. Mm-hmm. If loving you is all that I have to do, I don't wanna do.
Let me go ahead. You got vocals?
Won't you tell me, baby? You know how I'm gonna tell him myself. You know how many times I sang that song in middle school and high school with people? Now that I know I'm gonna make love.
You were singing like that?
And Brian, why do you think I wear all black? I thought I was KC Jr. What the fuck are you talking about?
But now look, shout out Mary J. I'm also Maxwell. That's my dog.
Okay.
Yeah. And Music Soul Child. He from Philly also, but he always been super. Like he's gonna be at my wedding.
Boom, doom, boom, doom, boom.
Yeah.
So we gonna close it on that, y'all, man. Geno, thank you so much, brother. All love, man. Thank you, man. This has been one of the funnest one. All of them are great, but this is edited on Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Mary J.
We're up there. So again, y'all, it's been another episode of Deep in the Game. We might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. Take it easy, everybody.
Hey man, y'all be good now. Appreciate you, big dog.
Yes, sir.